Today I'm going to be sharing with you my recent experience using the Nikon ZF at a railroad museum. I brought with me 4 different lenses, 2 of them being the special edition lenses that were made for the Nikon ZF or ZFC cameras when they came out. The one that I used the most was the 40mm f2 lens. I really find the 40mm range to be perfect for just about every type of photography. I also brought with me the Nikon SE 28mm 2.8 lens. I've also enjoyed using this lens quite a bit. I would say this is the lens that I use second most for this particular photo shoot. Then I recently also purchased the Viltrox 20mm lens. It has solid reviews. The lens costs less than $175, which is amazing. One thing that's really nice about all of these lenses is that they are all very light. Starting with the 40mm SE lens, it's a plastic lens with a plastic mount. The 28mm, same thing, it's a plastic lens, and the lens mount is plastic. None of these lenses have a built-in image stabilizer. The 20mm Viltrox lens comes with the lens hood, and it does have a metal lens mount. You can see on the top right here also that the lens has a USB connection so that you can go ahead and do firmware updates. The lens came with a pretty nice lens hood. It's made out of plastic. Feels pretty cheap. Hopefully it lasts. It's the type that you click on and turn. Feels like it may come off pretty easily. Hopefully that won't be the case. Now this Viltrox 20mm lens has an aperture of 2.8 at its widest aperture. It's gonna work out really well for low light subjects, which is something that I was dealing with at this railroad museum. Another lens that I heard great things about is a TTArtisan, and it's the 75mm f2 lens. I was curious to see how this lens performs and just how much I can throw out that background and what the bokeh quality would be and how sharp the subject would be when I take photos. What TTArtisan has done is they actually have a USB connection on the rear lens cap, and this is how you would do your firmware updates. I don't like this setup because if you lose this rear lens cap, you lost the way to go ahead and do firmware updates. Most of these lenses, it's really the first time that I use them, so I'm not going to give you any definitive opinions or thoughts on them because I need to use it a little bit more. The one thing I'm not enjoying all that much with the TTArtisan lens is the sound of the aperture ring. It doesn't sound very confident or well made, but I mean, it's performing fine so far, and I'm going to turn it here. Hopefully you can hear what it sounds like. I'm going to share a couple of thoughts with you regarding the Nikon ZF. I'm actually enjoying the camera much more than I thought I would. It's a camera that I contemplated purchasing several times because I've been a Fujifilm shooter for many years now. I started out with the X-T1 and fell in love with the retro feel and look of the camera. When the Nikon ZF came out, it intrigued me and I started to look into it a little bit. I was able to get a fair price on purchasing one with the 40mm lens. To be honest with you, there's been times that I thought I was going to have issues with the cameras as far as really liking it. I would say that the feeling is, to me, is very comparable to shooting with like a Fuji X Pro 2. And the reason I say that is because it's a very solid camera. It's kind of cool to the touch with that metal built and very square, not a lot to grip onto. So it really does feel like the experience of when I was shooting with the Fujifilm X Pro 2. I do currently still own the Fujifilm X-T5 with quite an assortment of lenses, and the thought is starting to cross my mind of going ahead and selling off all of my Fujifilm cameras and lenses and just sticking with the Nikon ZF. Show you some of the photographs that I took at the Railroad Museum. I did interiors and exterior photographs. I used the tripod. I did a couple of HDR images so that I can get the kind of exposure that I would like for the image. Because some of them I would have the window, and then I was trying to get the interior of the train lit. I had a good opportunity to be creative, use these 4 lenses in quite a few different ways. I tried to take photos where I would close down the aperture and then take a photo of the same subject and go ahead and open up the aperture and see how the image quality performed and how the bokeh background looked. hope you guys enjoy this video. I ask you to please like and subscribe, and I thank you for watching.